Hey Reefers, welcome back. Okay, so we've found our location of our aquarium, our size of aquarium we wish to start, and our equipment needed to get us started. Okay, so now we need to actually look at filling the aquarium. I just want to point out that the products I have on the table here are Aquaforest, and we're not sponsored by Aquaforest in any means, but it's a product that we believe in. I mean, all our systems are run on Aquaforest. The whole shop is 100% Aquaforest, and we've been using Aquaforest now for about 2 years and very happy with the results, and it's an easy product to use. Okay, so moving along. So what we're going to need, obviously, to start off is seawater. If you live in a beautiful tropical island, natural seawater will work well. If you live in an area where your seawater is pretty stable and no large amounts of river mouths breaking out into the ocean, you'd have decent quality seawater. But if in any doubt, synthetic salts are the best option to go. To set up, you would possibly need an RO unit, or you can get your RO water from your local LFS, or you could even get them to pre-mix your salt for you. But if you want to make your own salt, then you could always look at going to an LFS and getting your RO water from them, and then getting yourself a bag of salt that is required for the type of system you're setting up. I mean, in most brands there are different ranges of salts. If you're going to start off with fish only and maybe some soft corals, then a sea salt would be perfect for you to set up. If you're going to go straight into LPS and some SPS, then I'd suggest looking at the reef salts. Now, the main difference with the two salts are their parameters are slightly different. A sea salt would have a lower calcium and magnesium versus a reef salt, which would have slightly higher. So basically the salts would be to the same sort of level as what it would be on the reef. So a reef salt would emulate a reef, where the sea salt would be basic general seawater levels, which is perfect for fish only and soft corals, or low demanding corals. Higher demanding corals would need higher magnesium and calcium. So from there, you would also need a refractometer or a hydrometer if you're going to be mixing your own salt. If you get your salt pre-mixed, the LFS should obviously check that for you to make sure that your salinity is where it needs to be. Now, once again, if you're keeping a fish only and with some soft corals, your salinity can be in the range of 1.023. And if you're keeping, a mixed reef, LPS reef, you want to look at salinity of 1.025. Now, from there, you'd need some substrate. Okay, if you've chosen for a bare bottom aquarium, then obviously you wouldn't need a substrate. That is straightforward. You start the aquarium off without a substrate, and there we go, you got a bare bottom. If you are looking at running your aquarium with a substrate, then I would look at possibly a live substrate, which would help kick off your cycle in the aquarium as you're introducing live bacteria to the aquarium. What I do love about the Aquaforest Biosand is that it's shipped dry, and then the bacteria is pre-packaged in a little bottle in a dormant state with a little vial of food. So what you do to activate the sand is add 3 liters of freshly made seawater into a container, add the 2 vials into the seawater, then add the seawater to the sand, leaving it in an area of about 25 degrees for 24 hours in the bag with the bag open. After the 24 hours, the sand is activated and it's live. You can add it directly to your aquarium, and there's your first stage of bacteria. The next thing we look at is your Aquascape. So once again, here there are many, many options. What we're going to show you on screen is the Aquaforest's base rock. It's a very nice rock, and you can mold it into any shape you want to by breaking it up, and you can use a product here called Stone Fix. Once again, it's a reef safe cement and quick activating. You can build your scape any way you want to. Just put some supports on overhanging ledges so that you give it time to set. And we'll actually do a video on how to use this at a later stage. It's actually a very nice product and it sets very quickly and it is reef safe. Okay, so then you've got your substrate, your live substrate, your aquascape, and then another nice thing to add, especially if you don't have live rock in your area or live rock isn't readily available. This is an awesome product once again by Aquaforest. This is Life Biofull. Now inside here are little actual reef pellets that are brilliant for a biological system. You can place this in a section in your sump, you can put it in a reactor. There are many places you can put it in the aquarium, and it actually comes seeded with bacteria. So once again, we're getting the cycle going, and it's an awesome product to use. Then, the next product is BioS. Now this is bacteria in a bottle. So you open this up, and inside here is a little bottle with bacteria. Now this is great to get your system started. I've used it many times on setting up new systems, and it works like a bomb. Literally, it does, works like a bomb. And dosing on this is 1 drop per 100 liters for the first 14 days of your aquarium. And thereafter, it's 1 drop per 100 liters after every water change. That'll just help boost your nitrifying bacteria. Going back to substrate, if you choose at a later stage, after adding the substrate, that you want to go bare bottom, a very good recommendation and something that you should practice when going bare bottom from an established aquarium is to never remove all the sand at one go. Remember, inside your sand is a majority of your bacteria. So you're going to remove all your bacteria and then you're going to possibly kick in another cycle in your aquarium. So to do this successfully, I would recommend taking out a little bit of sand at a time. So for example, if you're doing a water change, I would siphon up a little bit of sand. I would say not more than 1/10 of the total volume of sand at a time. And you can do that every water change until you have a bare bottom. This will give your tank time to build up bacteria in other places in the aquarium so that you're not to shock your aquarium. Because a sudden loss of bacteria can cause an ammonia spike, and that could lead to a crashed aquarium, and that can happen very quickly. Once you've added all this into your aquarium, you have now added a good source of bacteria to the system. Now, not to say that you can run off to the LFS and start stocking up the tank with as many fish as you want. That would be a very bad idea. But you could at least go down and look for a pair of hardy fish, or depending on the system, maybe just one hardy fish. If it's a decent sized system, then yes, a pair. I would suggest maybe a pair of clownfish, or maybe a damsel of some sort, but just bear in mind, make it a fish that you're going to keep, not a fish that you'd have to move out and find a home for it. Like a pair of clowns is always nice as a first time pair of fish for an aquarium. Easy to keep and they look after themselves. So also add to your setting up. If you are going to go buy your fish, don't forget to buy the food for the fish. I've often seen a guy come in and he goes and he buys a pair of fish for his newly set up aquarium that he has used bacteria in and has got the cycle well on its way, and he forgets to buy fish food. So don't make that mistake. Buy your fish food. Make sure it's decent food as well. So that's the end of what we need to get our system running. Hope you enjoyed. Like I've said in the past, if you haven't liked and subscribed, please do so. It does help us grow. And we'll see you in the next episode. Happy reefing.